Welcome back to a new video. So we are back playing the Yankees again. I feel like we just played them. I wish I could scroll. That's one little thing here. I wish it would just have your whole schedule that you could scroll up to see your old one because I like to see the everything here on the right. Seeing all the games upcoming. But it'd be nice to look back as well, just in kind of this front screen here. But we upgraded our lineup a little bit at the trade deadline as far as pitching goes, particularly, and hopefully have improved second base a little bit with Nolan Gorman. And yeah, we're still up 6 games, so we're moving right along in a really positive direction, on track to win the division. And I haven't checked the other divisions to see, where we stand as far as a number one seed or anything like that. But I imagine being atop of the power rankings means that we're probably pretty far up there with that. But Chris Sale was one upgrade that we made at the deadline, and so far so good with that. We had a single here from Randy. Randy's been hitting a lot better since we got him from, I believe, Seattle. How was Chris Sale doing earlier today? So he was 13-7 with a 1.52 ERA this year. So the only kind of risk with him is because he's older, is injuries and stuff like that. So you never know. But yeah, we got Khalil Watson on base, double play, 2-out double, and that's it. So the Yankees, I believe, are about 500 this year, so they're not too great. We got a leadoff single in the next inning. We're getting some hits, but we're not stringing anything together. They got 2 hits in a row. Steal second base. We got to get a strikeout here. We get an out, but they get a run, and then they get 2 more. So not the best start for Chris Sale so far, but we need some offense to happen for us, and that's not going to be in the 5th inning. So that's 73 pitches, so he should be able to make it through another inning here just fine. Brandon Lowe's going to hit a home run. Tristan Casas got out, but Brandon Lowe's hitting a home run. It's up to 22 this year. We had a single here with 1 out. Strikeouts. So Nolan struck out 3 times. Chris Sale has 7 strikeouts himself. Walks a batter. Gives up a 2-run home run. So a really rough start for Chris Sale and his first start for us. He's going to make it through this inning, whether he wants to or not. Cal Raleigh gets a walk here with no outs. Matthew Etzel gets a walk here. Khalil Watson is going to hit into a fielder's choice. Xavier Isaac is in a strikeout swinging. And, oh no, that was a foul ball. Xavier Isaac is now going to pop out. So 2 outs here for Tristan, and that's going to be it for us. So we got to go into the bullpen now, unfortunately. And we have a couple different options. So we're kind of in a low leverage situation. So we're going to our low leverage man, Shane Baez. And he might pitch the last 3. Unless we get some offense. Junior Camaro's been on base a couple times today. It doesn't seem like we're going to have much offense. RNG is not in our favor today. Unfortunate. See if we get a little magic in the 9th inning. Probably not. Just 2 outs. And that's it. So we had a lot of hits, almost as many as them, but unfortunately we just didn't do anything with those. So moving into the next game. So autoplay here. See if Baltimore won. Oh no, Cruz is out for 5 weeks. So that's not good. So that's who we got to replace for shortstop. So we have a couple different options of who we can bring up. We could go really crazy and bring up someone like this, but there's not really a point because he's 2 stars and we have 2 different options. So we bring in Luis Regifo, and he's batting pretty well in a couple of games that he has played in AAA. We could also bring up Sergio Alcantara. He can play shortstop, but his hitting was pretty bad when he was up at the major league level in 25 at bats. It's a little bit better down in AAA. So I think we go with him. I actually should have checked to see if he can actually play shortstop. He can a little bit, but Khalil Watson, I believe, can also play shortstop a little bit. And Nolan Gorman, or we have Junior Caminero that we can figure out our lineup here. So we need a shortstop here. I believe Junior Caminero can play a little bit of shortstop, so we might just see who's the best out of the bunch. So he can actually not play shortstop, which is kind of weird. So we're going to leave him at second. And honestly, probably just put Khalil in every day. You'll see his shortstop has the potential to increase to 50. So I guess this is his time to shine to see if he can actually do something productive with that. So we'll get Khalil into there. I didn't mean to copy that. That's all right though. All right, so overview. So we do have Tyler Soderstrom that we picked up from the Athletics. Cal Raleigh is batting 263 so far with us, so his average has gone up a little bit, which is good. Can Tyler play any other position? So he can play first base a little bit. Brandon Lowe can play second base a little bit. Nolan Gorman can play a little bit third base. So here's what we might add. So let's see if we can get Tyler Soderstrom in the lineup. So we're going to put Brandon Lowe at second base. We're going to keep Junior Caminero there. Nolan Gorman is 0 for 8 with us, which is fine. But this opens up first base for us for Tyler Soderstrom. So we can do at least, oh, he's bats left-handed. But we can put Tyler at first. So we can have his bat in the lineup. I don't know if that will be good or not. I guess Nolan is still batting pretty well. We'll stick with Nolan. So he's pretty good at first base. In fact, he's better at first base than second base. So we'll keep Nolan there. Tristan Casas is also good at first base. We just have too many first basemen, to be honest. We kind of look at like that's kind of honestly the biggest problem in our lineup is we have three first basemen essentially. Brandon Lowe does have the versatility to play second base at least. Like Tristan Casas is all first base. Xavier Isaac thankfully can play left field, but it's not a pretty left field. Um, can he? What's his first base? It's 50. I feel like I need to have him DH, and then Tristan Casas can go to first base, and then Nolan Gorman can go to left field. See if he can. I assume that he'll be able to learn the outfield. I guess better than having him learn shortstop. I don't know. Injuries are always annoying, but we'll move into the next game. We actually want to look at the trade proposal. Probably nothing good. You want two good prospects? No. Well, I mean, you can have the catcher, but I don't really need a 25-year-old center fielder. Yeah, we're on top of the. So let's look at the general standings. So 63, we're I guess probably a half game above Minnesota for the top spot in the AL. So definitely able to see that. Minnesota's a good team this year. The Guardians having a really good record, and they're in the wild card. Kind of weird how that works sometimes. What's bunt for a hit? It didn't work. I guess the double works. Tristan Casas gets him the third. Junior Caminero gets him in. Productive first inning. We're trying to force him to steal, but he's refusing. I guess a 2-run home run works out. So we're making up for our offensive woes of the first game. Tyler Soderstrom strikes out, unfortunately. So Clayton is getting the start today. We picked him up from Atlanta as well. So he was 3-5 with a 3.14 ERA with him. So this is his first game with us. Hopefully it goes better than, well, immediately goes up a home run and a hit. Hopefully it goes better than Chris Sale's start did. With a little bit of run support, he does have a better chance of doing that. We just have a ton of lefties in our lineup. I don't know if it really matters too much for like the simulation purposes, but as far as like baseball sense, it feels incorrect to do. We do have some righties, a couple of them, and a switch hitter, I guess, with Luis. That's one benefit of switch hitters, of course. All right, so we still have a 2-run lead. They get a single here, 2 outs, and boom, Nolan's going to ground out. a walk for Tyler Soderstrom. And Khalil's going to hit a double here down the line, which is going to score us a run, put us up a 3. So Clayton's at 64 pitches, so a pretty decent amount for 4 innings. Tristan gets on base. Junior Caminero hits a single to get on base as well. Jordan Walker rolls into a double play, gets the guy on third, but it's going to not allow him to be able to score. Clayton's at 77 pitches, so hopefully he can make it through this inning here. He's trying to give up the lead because he doesn't like winning. Gives up the lead, blows it entirely. We gets through an inning, kind of a stinky start as well. So we make some big splash signings, and unfortunately, didn't get anything with it. A 2-out triple and a 2-run home run. So Khalil Watson's got some pop on his bat. Been waiting for it to kind of happen for a while. He had that little burst at the beginning of the year, but yeah, 23 home runs down in Durham in 52 games. That's actually a really crazy rate. Almost double what he did when he was with Cleveland. So we took the lead back. Clayton Kershaw, unfortunately, well, I guess he's in line for the win technically, since he made it through 5 innings, but certainly not a good start for him. We have Matt Brash that came off injury, immediately giving up 2 runners on base. So we don't like to see that. Loading up the bases, blowing the lead entirely. So unfortunate for him, his first appearance results in him blowing a lead. So he's in line for the loss here, unless we get some action here. So foul ball, I guess. It's an error. He drops it. That's kind of a funny animation. And that is going to be it for us. So, or no, we still have another batter. I thought that was 3 outs there. We're going to leave Matt in. See if he can get through another inning here. Gives up another run. So he really struggled, unfortunately. We're just going to bring in Garrett. Kind of stinks that our pitching blew this lead so much. 2 opportunities. I mean, we gave him run support twice, and the 4 and the 2 really kind of messed things up. Unfortunately, leave Garrett in there for this inning, and we're just not meant to win this game. Unfortunately, get a leadoff single, immediately double play, 2-out single, and that's it. So 13 hits, 6 runs. It should be enough with our pitching to win, but unfortunately, Chris Sale and Clayton Kershaw both pitched really poorly in their first start. So really don't like to see that. We don't really want him. Interested in him. They want Chandler Simpson, which we have him in AAA right now. But it's really just for 2 prospects. There is some interest. So what's nice when you get a trade proposal like this is that it shows that they want whatever player this is. So like I might not really value this player, it just might be a random prospect. So you can shop this guy around, see if there's someone that could help our team out. Because like a 22-year-old center field prospect, it's kind of a dime in a dozen type player. And I mean, unless I want Sandy Alcantara, I don't know if really that moves the needle for us, but we can look at it. Where's Sandy at? So he's only 30, has 2 more years on his contract, so we're going to try to get something in addition to that. So we do have Spencer Howard that's in AAA. Now this is a really interesting thing to add in because essentially is a one-to-one swap. I would say Sandy is better than. Is he at the? Oh, we definitely trade for this. It was just a random free agent signing. But like Spencer Howard would be like a pretty decent lateral move because he has a chance to not make it up to the top level. So we get 100% of his contract eaten, and we just have to give up a AAA second baseman that's 29 and a first baseman prospect. So I definitely will want to do that. And then we can look at our pitching here. So Chris Sale with 1 game, 7.5 ERA. And just throw this around just to see what happens. Probably nothing productive, but at the same time, if we can get someone that's good and maybe younger, which most likely is not going to happen, but just to look around to see. Yeah, so nothing too crazy, but we could look. I thought he wasn't 29. I don't know what age I thought I saw. I was like, oh, he's younger. We could try to make a trade for him. Dylan Bevers. We try to make something work with this. Hmm. No, it's a good prospect, but all right. So let's look here at pitching. So we have a lot of guys. So Matt Brash struggled in his one start there. He's an interesting one as well because essentially we could swap him. He's healthy now, so he'll have more value probably. And then that would allow us to have Sandy Alcantara on our roster, which would give us a potential another starter as well. If Chris Sale or um, what's his face Clayton struggles, they could get moved to the bullpen. There's not really anyone. It's like we get a Blaze Jordan. We'll go to prospect package. So we got closing pitcher, decent catcher. We don't really want to help our division. We get a shortstop prospect that's batting 105. So a decent first baseman prospect. Can he play other positions? So he play a little bit of infield. I'm not even necessarily opposed to just trading him straight up. Jesus Baez actually is a very interesting one. So we're going to discuss this and see if, just look at the top level and see if there's someone that we potentially throw on our roster. Kyle Manzardo would be a funny guy to bring back after trading him away. And we really don't need, really don't need another first baseman. Spencer Torkelson, we also traded away. But he's kind of that same boat where he kind of is a first baseman, then kind of mid everywhere else. You throw him on there. A little bit too much. But we don't really want Sam Brown, but I mean, if they're just throwing us him, I'm fine with that. So we get two prospects there. We can bring Sandy up to the main lineup. Can we throw them in AAA yet? No, we have to wait. Is he refusing? We'll see if somebody wants him before we just release him. So we can get Kelly Jansen. Continue to make our bullpen really good. I'm not feeling it either, but if they just straight up will just take that. And who else? Oh yeah, Spencer Howard's one that there could be interest in him. He does have, he pitched a lot at the major league level so far this year. If there's anyone that really stands out. Looking kind of for a full 3 out of 3. Or Hazelor. Not really that kind of 3-star I'm looking for. When you get an injured Tanner Scott, who's out for 6 weeks, but then we'll be back actually before the end of the year. Chris Martin, who's going to be out for 10 months. Triceps, 3 months. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think that's really. I mean, that's the only trade that is kind of interesting. But if it was a full 4 stars, probably. But we're gonna have to trade more to get um that contract because we don't want to eat that whole contract for someone that's hurt right now. We'll look here at prospects. This is definitely one I don't mind swinging for. We get a 2.5-star. So like right here, we'll do this trade if I don't see any other ones. Yeah, it looks like they're all there. I'm actually completely fine with that trade. Look here. Throw him up there. Since we're at the trade deadline and we're kind of in a good position, we can look to wheel and deal these guys a little bit. Surprising that nobody wants these players. They really want to get rid of Jorge Soler. All right, drop him off. We're gonna throw. Where was he at? Oh, Chandler Simpson on there. We don't want veterans. Just want prospects. It's just no one really jumping off the page. See if we can throw Jesus on there another time just for prospects. I always forget that you can search just for prospects on this screen. Yeah, so no one really, you're not really interested in that. Let's see if Angel Martinez, he's not really developing. At this point, usually he's developed to 2.5 stars. We can get Ben Williamson, but get kind of another, yeah, so fortunately no one that's really that great. All right, so we'll just go into the next game. Something we can continue to look around with, but moved on from Spencer Howard, got some prospects for him, and looking towards the future. I guess unless we win the World Series, that will be the end of this series. Most likely is me winning the World Series with this team, which at this current rate we are closer to it than further. Matthew Esso, it's a double here. Then we score the first run again. So see how Kyle does here. 2 base runners on, blows the lead, continuing to struggle. Unfortunate for us. Our offense is going to have to keep picking up our pitching. Dominguez gets on base. Another guy. Wow, our pitching is really struggling. We're going to get swept by the Yankees at this rate. I don't really know what's happened to our pitching. So we do get 2 runs back. So we're only down 2. Kyle's at 81 pitches already. And he just does not want us to win this game. Gets through 4, but just barely. So we're down 3. Offense doing nothing this inning. He's at 106 pitches, so he has to come out. All our hitters are hot right now. We have some pitchers that are on a heat streak right now. Now we can bring in Sandy. Newly acquired pitcher. We need some offense. There's a little bit. Still, oh, there's a single that gets the runners up to second and third. And Kyle Raleigh not clutch. The nice thing with Sandy here is he's can just be a long reliever for us. Matthew Etzel gets on base. We're going to have him steal. Of course, he strikes out swinging. We get a single, which is going to score our speedy runner from second, cutting the deficit deck down to 2. And that's going to be it. So we're not really hitting many home runs. We're still getting a good amount of hits, which I suppose is good in some sense, but when we're giving up 7 runs a game, that's certainly not ideal. 8 runs a game. So we get a runner on, strikeout. Yeah, so I mean, like, if we're kind of hoping to score 10 runs a game, it's just not going to be able to happen for us. So looks like we're going to get swept by the New York Yankees, which kind of stinks. We're going to bring in Ronaldo. Let him pitch the last 2. I guess the last inning, since we need to score 4 here to keep the game alive, but our offense is not going to be able to come up clutch for us, so we unfortunately suffered our first sweep actually of the whole year. So it's a pretty good streak of not getting swept at any point, and having to deal with a lot of injuries. Yeah, no. But yeah, unfortunate. All right, so pitching is continued. All right, we don't have any draftees. Pitching has struggled mightily. It's a good thing that series is over. Now we can play against the lowly Marlins. Actually, I don't know how lowly they are. 58 and 44, they're actually not too bad. So they're actually pretty decent. So maybe we'll just continue our massive losing streak. Hopefully not. All right. All right, a scoreless first inning. 1 out double. A single. He's too slow to score. and a ground ball double play. How do you not run to home? You're that slow, Tristan. That's kind of sad. So Tristan should have scored on the double play there. That's a pretty routine thing to be able to do, even if you're not fast. But unfortunately, he had a base running error and decided not to run to home. So don't like to see that because that costed us a run. Cal Raleigh gets a single. And that's going to be it for us. Reaches on an air, fly out, a walk, ran low. Not getting any clutch hitting, unfortunately. Brian Bello was injured, so that's not a good sign when it's the red one. So we're gonna have to go into the bullpen again. He's at 92% rest, so we might just have to go with Shane again. Kind of annoying. Immediately gives up. Wow. What is going on with our team? We're so good, and then suddenly we're not hitting anything. We're not pitching well. Brian Bello just got hurt again. So I don't really know what's going on. I guess the game has decided that we are going on a losing streak, which doesn't make any sense. Like our hitting is still getting hits. We're just not getting the ones that we need. It's just brutal. Just getting shut out every game too. Now he's gonna get through this inning. Like we're just not hitting the ball anywhere. Man, this is just not good. Unfortunate. And we make positive trades, and then guys who have a 1.5 ERA the whole year just give up 6 runs in their first start. It's just kind of goofy. Pitchers who have been pitching well the whole year suddenly can't get guys out, or hitters who have been hitting the whole year suddenly can't get hits. We get one, and we get two. We need more than two. This is just brutal. We're just gonna go one. No, one, two, three. But doesn't look like we're gonna be able to come back unless we had a grand slam here. And we don't, because our pitching gave up 7 runs again, and our hitting only was able to get us 3. So I don't really know what that is about. We're gonna let the AI fix our lineup maybe. So I didn't really change much of anything. Yeah, I don't really know. It's just kind of brutal. Kind of a brutal way to lose. So we are gonna look at pitching. Brian Bello, we're just gonna put on the 10 or 15-day DL. See, he's Trey Morgan. Yeah. So then, is it really a starting pitcher? He's kind of sneaking in AAA. So we can bring TJ back up, I suppose. We don't have anyone at international. So Sandy has 60 stamina. Let me just kind of leave it there. Yeah, I don't know. It's what, 4 losses in a row? And they're brutal. Like we have one game where we scored 6. The rest of our offense have been pretty bad. We don't really need a sneaky center fielder. All right, well, we'll see if we can break this losing streak. Pitch to batter, 4-pitch walk. Dude, what is this? Okay, we got a scoreless inning. All right, we need to start taking pitches. We're taking 2 pitches every at bat before we swing. And they immediately get a run. This is insane. Our offense is doing nothing. I'll just let them swing away. No point of changing the strategy now just because they've decided to stop getting hits. The game will eventually let us get a hit at some point because the strategy's not changing. Everyone's batting over 250 and they're just all offers. There's a walk, a single, but it doesn't matter. Bases are loaded, but we don't do anything with it. Only one run given up. What? See, right here is the thing that's frustrating with the game is why is he trying to go to the next base? Why is he trying to stretch out triple? He's slow. And it doesn't give me, it's not like, oh, I clicked that option. Just told him to go to third. So I don't get that. I'm literally in the game and I don't get that choice for that like in between. So that's something that I definitely need to fix with the options there. Cause like why is it it's if it never gave you the option, then that's whatever, but like it gives you that option sometimes. So I think I need to go and look at settings as well to just make it so we never try to go for extra bases because it literally never works. All it does is just get the one of the runners out every single time. Taj is actually Junior Caminero is injured. Sore ankle. What's going on? Can't believe we have not scored a run yet. Immediately double play. There's a run. There's a run. All this power, yet nobody can hit a home run. All right, we just bring in Brock. Nothing. Nothing. Still nothing. We'll let Brock pitch this inning as well. All right, we're in the bottom of the ninth. Can anyone do anything? Oh, Nolan Gorman, finally. I think that might be his first hit with us, is a walk-off home run. We barely win. All right, so her pitching did really well that game. Taj, I don't know if he ended up getting the win that game, but he pitched really well. 1.74 ERA. In fact, you know what, Taj? Why are you not at the top of our rotation? You are a stud. Kyle Brash has the most wins, but your ERA is almost half of what his is, which we will certainly take that for sure. Elbow tendonitis. Gross. All right, so Khalil Watson's not the best shortstop. TJ Nichols is not the best starting pitcher. So I don't really. I think what we need to do is this. I don't really know why he's in such a low league. Just have a lot of guys that are able to come up but aren't really that great. So like he's 30. He's not really batting that well. Well, he's batting pretty well in AAA. I feel like we can bring him back up. I want to experiment and kind of want to bring up that shortstop prospect, Aberson Artiga, because he's a full 2 stars. So could be the route to go. So we will see. We broke our losing streak with a 2-1 victory. Really don't want to go on any big losing streak, but yeah, Khalil Watson is really struggling. We should actually probably look at free agencies for hitters and start filling out our AAA team with some of these guys. There's just so many catchers that are available. It's kind of funny. There's just not really a lot of guys left at this point of the year. But Brian Bello being hurt, that stinks. Just kind of injury prone. Chris Hill second start with us, so hopefully this one goes better for us. He was our big splash signing. Get a leadoff single. He gets caught stealing a double. Have him steal third. Junior Caminero is going to ground out and manufacture a run. There's a little offense for us. We get a couple base runners. Chris Sale so far, only one hit given up. A walk here for Brandon Lowe. Flyout, a flyout, and an out. So let's see if Chris Sale can work out of this. He does. Khalil Watson. He's hitting a couple home runs, but 185 average. Not really that great. So unfortunately, we get a double, but nothing happening with that. Two guys on base. Ground ball double play. There we go with that. With a guy on base, I've been pitching the contact more, and it seems to get you more double plays. I've tried it on 2 different files, so it seems to correlate with that. Better hitters pitch around, worse hitters pitch at. Most of the time, I'm pitching 2 batters. But for better ones, you can try to pitch around, and then if it's a bad hitter and they're up, then pitching to contact when there's runners on seems to be, or at least runner on first, seems to be a decent strategy. Chris Hill today is dealing, so that's good. We're not having any offensive success, so it's good that Chris Hill is having some pitching success. So another inning, solid inning by him. He's at 93 pitches, so let's see if he can get through this inning as well. He does. Nolan Gorman gets a single. They brought our boy against us. And we get a double off of him. So Spencer Howard not getting his revenge game on us. So that is good. Chris Sale's at 105 pitches. Let's see if he can go for the complete game shutout. Hey, you know what? A lot better than his last one. So he threw 116 pitches, so actually not too bad for 9 innings of pitching. Man, Khalil Watson, he's really close to just like, if he batted like 220, I could live with it. He's really close to being so bad that we can't really. Oh, he went to Cleveland on a minor league contract. It's, that's cute. I like when the game does that. I'm hearing noise outside. Oh, what groceries got here? I will have to go and get that. So, um, sounds like their phone's ringing, but not mine. So we'll play this one here. And so this one will just be a shorter one because I do have like chicken and stuff that I need to get from outside. So see if Clayton can pitch like his former and current teammate. So we do get one hit, but that's it. It sounds like a phone's ringing, but you would hear my phone vibrating because it's right next to the microphone. So I don't know what that is. It's actually kind of annoying. And I don't have a doorbell, so like I don't know what the noise is. All right, Clayton's at 60 pitches, so an okay amount. Definitely like that he hasn't given up any runs. I don't like that our offense is continuing to get stymied by everyone. But Clayton is pitching a lot better in this start as well. Which, I mean, at this rate, we need them to all kind of pitch perfect games for us to have a chance. Randy gets on base. There we go. We get a run. We get another run. Another one. Run support. 3 is kind of the key. If you have a 3-run lead, then you're kind of sitting pretty. See if Clayton, and he does get through that inning. So we'll take him out for this next inning. He's at 101 pitches. I'm still hearing that same noise out there. I don't know what that is about, but we're gonna bring Jeremiah Estrada. Got 2 outs. There we go. It stops. So gets thrown out at second. I just been forcing guys to steal because I'm annoyed with them not doing it and just. Oh wait, we need to bring in our closer. Plus Devin hasn't pitched in a while. Devin, Devin, Devin. That was nerve-wracking. Um, so is that, yeah, I guess that counts as a save. That was kind of a goofy one. But yeah, so I mean, we're still at about 40 minutes here, so I know I usually finish series, but I need to go get the groceries, so because they're sitting outside. So I'll talk to you all in the next one. Hope you have a great day, and yeah, peace.